Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're looking at Welcome to the Collector's Edition. This is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. The Collector's Edition has lots of different homes that we can be filling. In this case, I'm going to show you the basic one. This is called Welcome to, I think, Your America, or Welcome to the American Dream. In this particular game, you're going to have one of these little eraser markers each. You're going to have a pen each, and a 1 to 6 player game. Aim of the game is to get the most points representing your best home. Again, in this case, the American Dream. Any questions, do let me know in the comments best on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Any errata, check out the description YouTube. You can also head through to Instagram, Patreon, Facebook to join discussion over there, etc. There are photos already over on Instagram. So what we're doing over here initially is playing out some cards. So first up, we have got a 9.5 cards, which is a really handy card to show you because this is, in fact, is only found in the Collector's Edition because I think it was the 17th of February around 2021. It was Daniel Radcliffe, who is the star of Harry Potter in the Harry Potter franchise films, and he happened to say that this is one of his favourite games, obviously Welcome to, and therefore to honour him, they've got Harry Potter themed stuff in here, and in this case, 2020, they've introduced this card. I'll tell you more about that in a second, but in this particular game, what you're looking to do is you are going to have 3 construction cards, and 3 number cards. These basically represent the, the numbers, but then we flip over 3 cards as well. And these are basically where you are able to mark things on here. So on your turn, you are going to be flipping over and doing one of these 3 combinations. So if you look over here, this is where you can fill in your numbers. This thing, this little shape represents a number. This map is a little odd. People have noticed this. I have commented and people then replied about it. The fact that there isn't any houses here, but if you can see there's houses in here, and we're writing in numbers. These value of cards go from 1 through to 15. So I could put this somewhere around here, hoping to get high numbers. But in this case, we've seen a 15 come up. And this happens to be the same colour, it happens to be orange, that's the highest value. I can mark on 15 here. Now that's particularly good because if it's the same value and the same colour, then you can circle it. So you get a perfect value, which is worth more points. It's worth 2 points rather than 1 point normally, but there are different modifiers for how you play this game. So that's how it's going to work. And then what's going to happen is you're going to take this card and you can see what's coming up next, and it's going to go over here. That is going to go here. So everyone's doing it at the same time. Again, everyone's going to have their own player board, and this is going to go here. Now, normally you'd split this deck into 3. So you'd have this deck here, this deck here. I'm just going to do it quickly though, just to show you, but you can kind of get the premise. And now we're going to go again. So we did know what was going to cards come up next. So for example, if we did this, we know what's going to come up next. But let's just say I take an extra turn. So we are then crossing stuff off. Now, why do I want to do that? Why was this important? Well, before we start the game, you're also going to be playing out various city cards, various city planning cards. As you can see, there's A, B, and C. On your turn, and what you're going to do is you could potentially complete one of these things. Now, there's a bunch of these to play through, so here's some that you can be playing through as well, but you're taking an A, a B, and a C, and you're trying to be the first person to complete whatever the objective is. I'll tell you what these 3 are as an example in a second. If you complete it, anyone else who completes the same turn is getting themselves 12 points. You're going to flip it over. In future, anyone else is going to get 6. So let me tell you about, as an example, what these 3 do, and therefore your first game, you can just copy exactly these ones as well, just to speed up gameplay. So, as an example, we happen to have over here a special one here, which relates to obviously this particular game only. So this represents we're playing with this particular one. There are other ones available. So this one represents all of your green houses are perfect houses. So a perfect house, again, is when you circle it, as I mentioned here. So if we happen to get like a 6, that could be a 6 here, that could be a 6 here. Again, only a 1 to 5 going to go in here. So probably you want to go more in the centre. So that's what that one does. What does this one over here do? Well, this one here is relating to if you have 2 completed columns with only perfect houses. So again, you will start off by having it the other way around. So initially these are going to be the other way up, just to show that everybody can work towards them. And as you can see, you can get yourself 12 points by doing it first. So kind of racing to do so. Again, 2 perfect columns. That's a promise to go on here to try and do. And last down here, part C, what we have here is if you have a complete street with only perfect houses, so a complete street, and if we've got all circles going on here, then you can say, hey, I've completed this one, and I can do it. In terms of marking things off as well, and also when you happen to need to go through the entire deck, which you will do through, I'll show how it works. But let's just show how scoring works as well. So if you cannot go, you're going to cross this off. If you cannot go more than once, you're going to cross this again, and suddenly you are going to be losing 3 points. And if you happen to cross off again, you're going to lose 5 points. Now the game does end for you individually if you cannot go. So if you cannot go a third time, That ends your game. However, other people might still be able to go. Of course, you can write your name on here, so just write AmassGames or AM for the time being, or AG. So you're also going to score up along here. So maybe I did get myself 12 points. Maybe that got flipped and I only got 5. And maybe I didn't get anything here to put a dash. So I would have had 17 points here. In terms of row 1, you might have a house here, you might have a house here, and you get yourself maybe 2 points. But if you're the first person to complete this column, so let's put a 1 in here, I put, let's say, a 3 in here. Let's say that one was correct. Then not only did I do it first, I get to circle the 2 times bonus. So I get 1 point plus 2 points here, but of course it's doubled. So it's 1, 2, so you can put it on here, so it's 3 times bonus in fact. So it's 1, 2 times 3, times 2. So 1, 2 times 2 is 6, plus this one would be 8. However, can you see that this actually means it's times 3? Again, each map is different, but on this occasion, I would get myself 1 point times 2, which is 2 points. I also happen to get perfect homes here, so that's going to be 3 times 2 in this case. So I've actually got myself another 6 points. So that is how the game is going to go, and you're going to keep on going until you cannot go. That is the key crux of the game, and ultimately you're trying to see who has the best score, again taking off minus points here, and if you happen to be the first person to complete a column, or a street in this case, you're going to circle it and get 10 points. Again, ties are friendly if you happen to do it at the same time, and you're trying to mitigate how you're trying to do so. Now again, there are different things you can get, different things like fences. What they can do, they allow you to draw a fence wherever you want. A fence is basically drawing a line down here, and sometimes some of these dividers are telling you you're trying to do various things as well. There's lots of things to do. There's these AAA cards for solo play as well. There are various different illustrations you can play with too. So there's lots of different things you can play with. Again, this is an erasable board. You don't play with erasable boards in the original game. That's a paper version of the game, and it is something to be aware of. So there's lots of different combinations on how you can play, lots of different things to be thinking about how you want to do it. But yes, just to remind you that for columns, each completed column, it scores 1 point per regular house and 3 points per perfect house. So if I circled that, that's worth 3, that is worth 1 point. But if you've got 2 times bonus, that 3 is worth 6. As I mentioned, that's 1 is worth 2. So therefore you're getting 8 points. So imagine I did that first, then I get myself 8 points. Again, it's a very interesting game. I do prefer over the original Welcome To, which I didn't rate as highly as Flip and Write games go, but you can find more stuff about Flip and Write over on the playlists relating to this too. Quick introduction here. So the last thing I haven't shown you about is, of course, when that deck does run out, and then I'll quickly go through and show you how the other things work too, such as some of those other boards. Again, there's 6 boards available. So it's simultaneous, everyone is going to play it, but once you have played that last card, so let's play, I've played all the way down to this one, then and all the way down to this one. Then what you're going to be doing is shuffling all of these decks. That's going to go over. So you're going to shuffle these cards up. Let's just say that wasn't there. That gets flipped, and suddenly we've got that one to go off. This would get flipped here, and we've got this to go off. I'm aware I have zoomed in. I haven't zoomed in, but if I was to zoom out, I would lose a bit of quality. So hopefully everything is quite clear as to what I'm doing here. So suddenly we've got 6 we can place in here. And the big crux here, of course, is you've got a nice 14. Easy to do a 14. It's a bit like bingo. You can place a 14 here. And in this case, is a fence. It's a perfect match as well. So it can get me guaranteed 3 points. However, it might be interesting that I'm trying to complete a column instead, obviously, or maybe to complete a row, or trying to complete the palm tree bonus. So lots of things to work towards. This is the simplest game that there is. Loads of other stuff that you can do too, and again, maybe I can bring you another video for that too as well. But lots of variety. There's even certificates that you can do too. So various things you can work toward, bonuses. You've got kind of postcards that you can play with. I don't know if anyone's ever actually kind of bother sending that kind of stuff off too. Inserts kind of okay. It's quite difficult to get stuff out of though. And again, lots of variety for each of the different modules you play with. I have played the Easter Egg Hunt 2, which is one of the easiest expansions you can play as well, plus the base game, even flipping over some of these things just to play equivalents as well. So lots of stuff to work through. Again, they do get more difficult in terms of different abilities, different things to add on. Here's this collector's edition, everything in there, including some of the original boards which have been re-implemented. So various things here, lots of things you can score up. Maybe you're trying to cross off more traffic cones, and therefore you're going to get 7 points. You have the most, 4 then 1. Crossing off more swimming pools, again, you're getting more points for each one as you cross off. Sometimes it lets you duplicate a value. So if you've got 12 in here somewhere, then you can cross this off to draw another 12 somewhere else, which could be helpful. You can never put the same value in twice, which is why that card relating to Hedwig's really good, because of course you've got 9 and you've got 10, and suddenly you can squeeze in 9 3/4. So these are double-sided as well, lots of stuff to go off, and the eraser works very well too, as you can see. It's very clear. And like I said, it's not my favourite flip and write. I think Cartographers, amongst others, and Metro X would fit there for me, so check out my videos for that. But it has been enjoyable, and again, there's a huge amount of gameplay going on here too. Again, lots of changes are variable in terms of these abilities to try and win at first. Hope you found this of interest. As always, look forward to speaking to you again on that next video. And here we go. Enjoy the game. And this has been welcome to the Collector's Edition Back to the Table.